It is a soccer night in downtown St. Petersburg along the waterfront. And tonight, Tampa Bay with a chance to move up the table and make an impression against one of the top teams in the East. The Rowdies look to drain the Charleston battery right now. It's the Rowdies pre-match show, brought to you by Farah & Farah, Tampa's personal injury lawyers. Online at farahandfarah.com. Good evening and welcome to St. Pete, everybody. Alongside the incomparable Ryan Davis, I'm Jeff Radcliffe. So glad to be back with you for some Rowdies soccer here on Tampa Bay's 44 and ESPN Plus. And just a few nights ago, the Rowdies crash out, and not in good fashion, against Orlando City 5-0 on this field. But what does Steve Coleman do, the interim head coach? He channels his inner Ted Lasso and says, you guys got to be goldfish and have that short 10-second memory and forget it.
And that's exactly what both of these two teams want. Jägermeister in the background, gone. US Open Cup gone. So Charleston Battery and Tampa Bay Rowdies want to get back to Saturday soccer, USL Championship. And both of these teams coming with either a point or 3 points, respectively. So looking forward to today is a huge match to get back on track for the Rowdies on the USL Championship.
A week ago, Rowdies were...
The original Hooters so special. Everybody wants to know our secret recipe. The answer is simple. We care about our people, the food we serve, our guests, and the community around us. And this has been true since day one. We created a unique experience like no other. What you see is years of hard work. This is our family, and we're here because we care. To us, originality isn't just one thing, it's everything. Hooters, always original.
One thing I noticed is that when Chuck joined me, he challenged me.
You're going to be late.
Not as late as you. It's a natural thing between brothers, pushing each other.
Hey, it's one-upmanship. It's good for us, and it's good for our clients.
It doesn't get more fairer than that.
Tampa, St. Pete, the Rays, the Rowdies, the golf courses, the beaches. The Tampa Bay area is filled with great choices. That's why you choose to call it home. At Orlando Health, we're here to make your healthcare choices even better with our investments in St. Pete's Bayfront Hospital and Tampa Bay's respected Florida Medical Clinic, plus new ER locations and even healthier choices to come. Orlando Health, choose well.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs. You name it, we've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call, Farah & Farah.
Teams taking the field here at Al Lang Stadium on a Saturday night. Big USL Championship match here for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, trying to move up the table against Charleston. And tonight's match is presented by J-Bill. And Ryan, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups.
Love the 4-3-1-2. They're going to have Myers and Jennings pressing up high, trying to cause a little confusion to Aaron Guillen and Forrest Lasso. Then you have Malloy back in his defensive midfield role, pulling the strings at number 6. He asked to play centre-back a few days ago. Now they have Edwards, who just came in on loan to shore up that back line.
So the Rowdies counter with a change at the back. El Capitan Aaron Guillen comes inside along Forrest Lasso. Bodley is back, and he and Wyke are the fullbacks.
Yeah, Blake Bodley is going to provide a lot of width and attacking flair on that left-hand side with Leo Fernandez. Cristosimo and young Nate Worth, 18 years old, gets his start. He's shifty, he's full of life. And Bassett and Younger Berry, that's 3 number 10s, and Artiaga, the lone number 9.
This game, a rematch of a match a little over a month ago on the 5th of April at Charleston. It was a 2-1 decision for Charleston in that one, and what is known as a bit of a derby here in the Southeast, the no-quarter derby. So on the line tonight for one of these supporter groups is a case of suds, case of local beer. So
it's my kind of party.
We want to help out Ralph's Mob and the Skyway Casuals tonight a little bit if you are the Rowdies players.
Love these agreements that the fan bases have in USL. It makes it so organic. And that just makes soccer in this country so much more interesting.
Rowdies will be attacking right to left in those 50th anniversary white jerseys with the green and gold hoops on the sleeves. They're looking sleek, back like they did in 1975.
And you were here in 1975.
So were both of us, yeah, right? Well, not here in Tampa, but yeah, I was on the earth. I don't remember much. Game on here in St. Pete. And immediately Bodley tried to get that forward. And the press comes from Charleston. Certainly they watched what happened midweek. Both of these teams took it on the chin, as you said, in the Open Cup.
Both of these teams actually played a very attacking, actually full strength lineup on Wednesday. So not much practice in between now and then. But now they have that USL Open Cup in their rearview mirror, and I think they're getting back on track. Charleston 4 games unbeaten coming into this match. Rowdies getting a draw against Birmingham, trying to patch things up as the season progresses.
Player down for the Rowdies right now. Don't want to see that at this point in the match, considering the injuries each of these teams have dealt with. Coaching matchups brought to you by Farah & Farah, Tampa's personal injury lawyers, online at farahandfarah.com. You see Steve Coleman there, the interim head coach. Look, that was the game. The last game against Charleston was his first game, and now he gets a chance to see them a second time and maybe make those adjustments. But he said this week, these guys need to play for the shirt, play for the fans, and not for themselves.
You know, when you're in this sort of disarray in which the Rowdies are in right now, you have to look inwards. You can't keep looking around, looking for excuses. Eventually, you have to look inward and take personal responsibilities. Right. If you're on the coaching staff or a player on the field, everybody has to look inwards and make adjustments.
Ben Pierman now in his 4th season in charge. You saw him a moment ago on your screen. Detroit native has the battery 5-2 in 3rd place. Jennings on his high horse early as the smoke wafts into the booth here from Ralph's Mob. You feel like you're at home when you hear that and smell that and see that.
We just got our first look of Cal Jennings pulling out wide. We talked about that in the Open. Makes him so hard for him to keep him out of the game. And because he loves to dribble out wide, he dribbles into space. He can then create so much room for players coming in like Myers and company.
Couple minutes gone. Jennings against his former club. Again, 34 goals the last 2 years. There's nobody pulling for him tonight behind that goal at all. Well, each of these teams, as I mentioned, still dealing with a bit of a mash unit. Our injury report brought to you by Orlando Health Bayfront Hospital. Both teams, you see right there, Hilton continuing to be out, Charleston, Kuzemka, a couple others. 2 starting center backs still out, so they brought in some replacements, as one is to do in this point of the season.
I tell you what, Leo Fernandez just showing again in tight spaces. He can make space where there is no space, gets a shot off. Look at the save. Of course, Bassett, the youngster. One touch, he's in on goal. Excellent save at the first post coming from Zamuido.
I like the fact you see Leo getting forward and kind of getting in the action and trying to take this game on a bit.
Yeah, he finds little gaps just in between the midfield and the forward line, and the back line rather. And then he can turn and face the defense. He can either create for someone else, or you've seen him dance on a string before.
Right, let's take a look at the keys to the match. Brought to you by Farah & Farah, Tampa personal injury lawyers, online at farahandfarah.com.
As much as Blake Bodley is playing tonight, I think the Rowdies have to be conservative. They've conceded so many goals early, and as a result, have had to play uphill for the rest of the match. And if you're Charleston, attack the right-hand side, their right-hand side. Blake Bodley and Leo Fernandez are 2 players who want to come forward. When they do come forward, Myers will have that opportunity to slip into that space on the far right, and then have Cal Jennings come to the middle.
Charleston, as you mentioned, on a bit of a run here. You take that loss to Naples and the Jägermeister out there on a 4-game winning run. And Jennings is going to have an advantage, right? Knowing how this field plays, where he needs to be to pick up a ball.
Yeah, he's so at home in Ireland. Talk about 35+ goals for the Rowdies, most of them here.
Bassett checks in with Fernandez. We'll get some combinations working with Cristostomo. And no chance created there. A little bit of a press being put on here by Tampa.
Look, if there's ever a chance for the Rowdies to sneak one by Charleston, this is the time. We have Leland Archer. Actually, two centre-backs out for Charleston, and now they're having some makeshift centre-backs come in.
You see Gerald Flores overseeing tonight's affair. He's assisted by Ben Regal, the AR1, Christian Little, the AR2, and J.J. Belinsky is the fourth official on the far touchline.
Yeah, just going back to the centre-back situation for Charleston, they do have some two. Actually, Edwards, who just came in from Colorado this last week, he played on Wednesday against DC United in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, Smith and Archer, their two normal center backs, not available. It just seems, you know, when you get a couple of months into the season, these injuries start piling up, and then you're just kind of waiting for guys to come back to get back into a rhythm. Here's a good positive play for Charleston in the area, tripped up, and a penalty.
Wow. Lawrence Wyke left wanting on the wrong side of Arturo Rodriguez, and he bundles him over. Look at this injection of pace right here. One step into the box, Lawrence Wyke, there it is, yep.
See the replay there. This replay and all replays brought to you by Orlando Health Bayfront Hospital, and just nicked him once he was inside the area. Easy call.
Understand 80% of goals in this league comes from breaking up plays in the midfield, and that's what Charleston did.
Now,
as soon as they broke up the play, they injected the pace, got into the box, and Wyke left for dead.
let's see who takes this. Jennings took a penalty against Charleston the first game and was able to beat Campisi, and then talked a little smack after it went through. So let's see where they've left this off. This is a chance for Campisi to maybe get his revenge.
Well, he's kicking towards the supporters section, so Ralph's Mob and company are giving him an earful at this point.
Not rooting for him this time. Standing a little more alone than he would have normally. Jennings sitting on 6 goals, tied for second in the league. Give him 7. 1-0 to Charleston here in the early going, just past the 8-minute mark. Into the 8th minute.
Forget the pitter-patter, forget the little tap, forget the hesitation. Runs up, puts his laces on it, and drives it to the bottom corner. Campisi gets down, but the power that Jennings puts on it, it goes right under the glove. Good penalty, make the keeper make a save. And Jennings on the board. That's goal number 7 this season.
That the last bit of the 7th minute, and well, we'll give it the 8th. That's fine. Right at the line. And Charleston has the lead. That means Rowdies are chasing once again. Bassett active, Fernandez. So they had a good bit of positive play in those first 7 minutes, yet they find themselves down on the scoreboard. Bassett weaves in and out. A lot of this action coming on the left side of the attack for Tampa Bay. In the area and scooting it across that 8-yard area.
Well, just like we expected with Blake Bodley and Leo Fernandez linking. Bodley, the left back, all the way up into the 18-yard box. Leo Fernandez outside of the foot. He's scored goals like that in the past. And that's going to be the Rowdies' bread and butter tonight with those two.
Oh, pressure. Nearly had Zamudio stepping the wrong way. Throw into Charleston. Andrew Hosu, he can get forward. And Charleston comes away with a 50-50 on his horse, Arturo Rodriguez. And they'll be patient here.
Rowdies getting into that low block. All the players inside their own half just trying to be compact and frustrate Charleston at this point.
Hosu. Ivory Coast. So had a goal in that 4-2 win against Hartford last week. That one put right on frame. Campese smothers and covers. And about 10 minutes in, a couple of really good chances for Charleston in this first 10.
Well, it was Juan Torres who created the penalty by putting the ball through for Rodriguez, who was fouled. He is showing up on this right-hand side for Charleston. What a find.
Trying to step his way out of the press is Chrysostamo. Giving up that right side to Wyke. And will stay with Tampa Bay. And now some afters. And Malloy came in to break to keep his teammate from making it worse.
Well, Lawrence Wyke is a feisty character.
Yes.
And when Husso decided not to give up the ball for the throw, Lawrence Wyke came in with a head of steam. That's Husso on the ball. It looks like a UFC match. At this point, this is what it means for these players.
Get off my touch line. Yeah. You're doing it. The referee is right there on it the whole way, and he's trying to get the retaliation.
We have England versus Ivory Coast here live at Al Lang Stadium.
Right. So Wyke goes into the book early. And Lawrence now sitting on 2 for the season.
Now Lawrence Wyke is fired up, but here's the problem. He gave up the penalty. He let himself down. He overreacted to Husso standing on the ball. He gets carded.
And now he's getting the talking to again.
And now he's telling,
and a warning.
He's telling the sidelines, this guy is on his last saloon. If he does not tidy it up, he's going to be off. So he's letting the coaching staff know, if you want to make a change, do it now. But Lawrence Wyke is the right back to be yellow carded in the opening 12 minutes. Remember, most of his game is going to be reliant on pressing, pushing, tackling, shoving, being physical. So now he has to walk the tightrope for the rest of the match.
Sets up pretty well for Tampa Bay here. Set piece from a bit out. And that will come back the other way.
You know, this will give a coach an ulcer. You have your center backs up in the attacking position. You have your forwards. You have everyone set. It's a poor delivery, and Arteaga just throws himself into Husso.
Yep.
Easy call for the referee. It lets Charleston off the hook.
Blackstock, long ball up, and a little too much mustard on it. Jennings with that work rate, making everything difficult, bringing it out of the back.
I have to say, Forrest Lasso with the long ball there. That's how the goal was scored. The penalty was given up. They played the ball into the center circle. At that point, it was disrupted. Torres got on the ball, slipped it through for Rodriguez. They got the penalty. This time, Forrest Lasso not taking any chances and just lofts it back to Charleston. What a plus for Charleston to have Malloy, who's on the ball right now, back in his natural defensive midfield position.
Yep.
He's going to drop between the two centre backs and orchestrate the game from here.
4th in the USL in completed passes is the Irishman. Had a goal against Tampa Bay in the East semifinal last year in the playoffs. Bodley. Man from Idaho, not something you say a lot when you're broadcasting soccer matches.
Yeah.
take it himself. Build up coming for the Rowdies.
Blake Waterley just showing his confidence.
Coming forward, looking for Fernandez, and it's right to the keeper, Zamudio, who hails from Las Vegas. Former DC United keeper, who was loaned out the last couple of years to places like Pittsburgh and Colorado Springs.
You know, Charleston haven't been perfect at the back as well. Zamudio just has one clean sheet in his 8 matches so far, but they have the ability to get goals. Torres, Jennings, Myers, they're so consistent, so prolific.
Just past the quarter-hour mark, Charleston on the front foot once again. They lead 1-0. Here's Jennings to the line. Good tackle there from Forrest Lasso, his former teammate. Rowdies recover well there.
Pinpoint sliding tackle. Kids at home, if you want to see how sliding tacklers perform, this is how you do it. Copybook, eyes on the ball, lined it up.
I'm sure there was a lot of that in training at least a year ago. Of course, Lasso was out with the ACL a year ago. Well, Grand Central Brewhouse is a family-friendly, pet-friendly, and community-friendly 2-story brewery, tap room, and beer garden located in the heart of the Grand Central District. GCB features traditional lagers and ales brewed in-house and served directly from European serving tanks. So Ryan and I will see you there after the match.
Order me 2. I'll have 2 right off the bat.
Depends on how the result is, right?
I'll have 2. Don't even waste time. We see Cristostomo dropping deep.
Yeah,
that's a place where Lewis Hilton is used to playing. We talked about Malloy for Charleston. Lewis Hilton again on the shelf. Not projected to be back for some weeks. Rowdies trying their best to patch that area up. Nate Worth and Cristostomo have the dual responsibility tonight.
Want to get Nick Moon back. Bankazil unavailable tonight. There's Lewis.
The man from South England.
But, you know, coach said it this week. He's like another coach on that bench for us because of all the soccer he's seen. They're trying to get a shot off there. One and done that time from Chris Allen. Scoots near side. David Torres, that 80 shirt guy to really mark. Tied for first in the league in assists with 4 and shots with 23. So everybody's talking about Jennings, but those two combining are really scary.
But let's talk about his work rate without the ball.
Right.
He runs off the ball tirelessly. When they don't have the ball, he presses. And that puts a lot of pressure on the defenders.
Juan David really one of the best in the league at creating chances, and that's why Charleston are third in the table right now. A little ping pong on that side. Throw from Fernandez is trying to get back over to that other side of the field. So take a look at Ben Pierman in his 3rd season. Top had to do good with that. Yen in the traditional center back role tonight. Some work to do, and it's 2-0 Charleston.
You cannot give them an inch.
M.D. Myers, who also scored against Tampa Bay in that last meeting, has his 2nd against the Rowdies this year, and it puts him up 2-0.
Aaron Gier nods the ball back. Cal Jennings reads it first, gets the 2nd ball. He goes to the right and lays it off left. He pulled all the white shirts with him and put it on a platter to Myers, who did well to finish. But it all started with Cal Jennings reacting quicker than everyone else when the ball was in the air. The 2nd ball, as we call it, from Aaron Gier's header. Brings it down. It's all downhill. Looks to the right, lays it off to the left, And Myers puts it away. 2-0 to Charleston, and a deserved scoreline in the opening 20 minutes.
Fourth goal of the season for the 24-year-old out of Delran, New Jersey. And made no mistake there. Now, 20 minutes gone, 2 goals allowed, and Steve Coleman's got a master plan, but boy, you get these variables thrown at you like this early in a match. Game plan sometimes goes out the window a little bit.
Yeah, even though both of these teams lost on Wednesday, don't forget Charleston coming in here with a 4-game win streak in the USL Championship. So this team is in cohesion. They're gelling. They actually play very fast in the attacking third. As a result of that, they create chances. They can play out of the press that we're seeing right now.
Each of these teams lost to MLS sides. In fact, only one USL side advanced in that round, but the loss at Audi Field against DC United was a lot closer than the 2-0 scoreline indicated for Charleston. They had a goal overturned, then a handball that wasn't called, depending on who you ask. So they were in that game, whereas the Rowdies, it was pretty much done and dusted by halftime.
And Torres got a red card on Wednesday against DC United.
Yep. Take this time to remind you that Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Charleston 2-0 to the good here. And playing full of confidence. Well, they say the 2-goal lead always the most dangerous. What kind of response can you get? Bassett carving people up, and eventually coming to the rescue was Allen.
Well, when the Rowdies look the most dangerous is on this left-hand side. Why? Because you have Bassett, an excellent ball handler, Bodley, excellent ball handler, and Leo Fernandez, former MVP of this league, all on one side. So he can get out of tight spaces on the press.
Just outside the 18, working to his right. There's Torres. Couldn't hit that the way he wanted it. Bounced it and picked up by Campisi, who, Coach Coleman told us this week, he's a guy who can make big saves. He's incredibly confident. Just needs to be a little bit more consistent.
Well, against Birmingham, had 3 point-blank saves in the opening 12 minutes on the goal on the other side that kept the Rowdies into the game.
But in all fairness, the defense in front of him had not helped him out on occasion.
And you want to combine that with the players up top who are not providing the same sort of energy and pressing ability that we've seen Rowdies teams in the past, and that starts to trickle through into midfield and the defenders if the front line aren't covering their defensive responsibilities.
Goalkeepers don't like to be on the back foot. They like to kind of be coming at the attack, coming to them and meet it head on.
I tell you what, this basically sums it up. If you're having a hard time creating chances for a team, always look for the symptoms further back. The defense and the midfield, how are they bringing the ball out of the back to the midfielder or the forward line? If a team is leaking goals, look up top to see if they're pressing, if they're in cohesion with the midfield, and if the defense are left for dead, outnumbered, or their backs against the wall.
Guillen ahead to Crisostomo. Bodily checking. Let's get Nate Worth here, getting his first start of the season wearing the 18 shirt. See if we can get him activated here in the center of the park. Guy wants to be on the ball. A lot of the work in that position is what you do without the ball.
Chance for the Rowdies to come back on this left-hand side. Blake Bodley just showing himself, and now Nate Worth. Very important for Nate Worth to show that he wants to get on the ball. The responsibility That's what the coaching staff is looking for right now on this 18-year-old. Does he want to get on the ball? Does he want to change things?
Former Red Bulls Academy kid from 15 years old. He's just 18. Seems like he's been around for a bit now for a couple of teams. FC Tulsa, now Tampa Bay, his second year. Still building that confidence and consistency, but has all the talent in the world.
He really does. He's so shifty.
Ahead, too far out in front.
Quick Nate Worth story. A year ago, free kick over on the left edge of the corner of the penalty box. Nate Worth steps up in his first season as a Rowdy and bends the ball into the near post to beat Charleston in the dying minutes of the game.
A good reason to have him in tonight.
Yeah.
And Bodley just coming back from an injury. In fact, he got injured in that game against Charleston. So he returned Wednesday for a shift against Orlando City. So good to get him back out starting. The first 10-15 minutes of this was a lot of lively play and goals scored. Now it's settling in a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressing from both teams to begin with.
It's going to wear you out.
A lot of energy. Now things are slowing down. And Charleston doing a masterful job controlling the pace of the game.
Chris Allen, the Englishman, coming back for it is Torres. Yeah, the game just got stuck in mud for a little bit, but Charleston, a team that can ramp it right back up in a hurry with a good ball into the area. Torres.
Oh,
nice switch. Leading it back towards the penalty spot. In front was Myers again.
Tell you what, the reverse pass by Torres to unlock Blackstock was beautiful. Looks to the right, hooks it back. Sorry, looks to the left, hooks it back to the right, and catches everyone wrong-footed.
I mean, you love about Torres, he comes all the way back to regain the ball deep on his own half. Now, Charleston moving again. Allen runs out of real estate, but lays it off. Shot from distance, parried away initially. Second ball is good. It is 3-0.
I tell you what, Campisi did a heck of a job saving the first shot.
A brace for Myers.
Here's Malloy marauding. This is Allen rather, marauding through the middle of the park. And coming across the box is Rodriguez. Good low hits, good save by Campisi. You would like it more if he pushed it to the side of the goal. But nobody following up the shot. Lawrence White left wanting again.
Oh my goodness gracious. Trying to just figure things out. What is going on here?
Well, we saw Kyle Jennings reacting first to the header by Aaron Guillen, which caused the second goal. Then we see Myers reacting first to the shot. Always, a forward always follows up the shot. And that comes second nature. Myers showed that exactly what you're supposed to do. But a centre-back or defender is supposed to follow up the shot as well. And Myers was the only one that got the memo.
Header win from Lasso. You got to be in the moment now. Can't get 3 goals back on one kick. Just got to find your first as we're coming up on this half-hour mark. It has been all battery here as they went on the road looking for their 5th straight win in league play. Fernandez. Blackstock was all over him, and now it comes back. Quickly up off his feet is Jennings.
Looks like Kyle Jennings wanted to say hello to Aaron Guillen.
Yeah. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play, so download now. Nothing coming free tonight for the Rowdies.
At this point,
Mosu again mixing it up. That with Yangabiri.
The battery at this point are just reacting so much quicker to any ball that's loose or any second ball. They're just sort of anticipating it. And it shows a team that's in form despite the Open Cup game. And Rowdies still trying to find their footing. And just a half second off the pace in reacting.
And 30 gone. The next 60 have to be a little better. Sastamo. There's Bassett. There's just nobody moving. Yangaberi. It's got magic in that right foot, lets it fly, but spins it left. But more proactive there for the Rowdies. More of that, please.
Well, talk about someone who's full of confidence after that individual effort to tie the game up against Birmingham, coming in from that right-hand side. When he got the ball in that space, in that gap, he put the blinders on and was going to take on Zamudio.
Turn there from Malloy.
This will be the best chance for the Rowdies to get something on a press.
Ooh. Up and down again. Give the Rowdies the ball.
Well, Aaron Guillen is a crafty veteran. Went up in the air, just sort of sold it to the referee and won the free kick.
Finally complete the switch. It's just a lot of lateral passing right now.
Well, that's because of the Charleston press, but the Rowdies, like Blake Bodley, was looking for the ball towards the corner flag when that was once supposed to be lateral to him. And Bodley, of course, was on the shelf for quite some time. He's going to try to find his place back in the lineup.
And when Charleston's been pressed, they've looked up to the task. Hosu. Center backs are Apanonu and Edwards, who's the loanee from the Colorado Rapids, native of Woodbridge, Virginia, my hometown.
Is that really?
It is. I date him by, yeah.
Are there mountains there?
That could be his father. Yeah.
Is it mountainous?
No, not in Woodbridge. No, it's near the Washington, D.C. suburbs.
I miss mountains. I miss mountains. I really do.
Yeah, there's not many of them here in Florida. Unless you live in Lake County, there's some hills.
I think I saw one in Claremont.
Yeah, Lake County, right.
I drove by it and I didn't realize that I actually went to it.
Yeah, you actually have to go up, you drive up a hill, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to get a little hike in, that's the place to go.
Maybe we should like stick a flag on top of that hill saying this is the only hill in Florida.
The Panhandle has a few.
Does it really?
In fact, the highest point in Florida is up in the Panhandle near the Alabama border, about, I don't know, an hour west of Tallahassee. I've actually been there. Things you talk about in the 3-0 game here in the first half.
Well, Allen and Malloy dropping deep, picking up the ball for Charleston. And this allows Charleston to bring the ball cleanly out of the back, which makes it a lot easier on Myers and Jennings in the attacking third.
Charleston still a comfortable posture. Certainly can't concede anymore.
I think it's one of these moments where the Rowdies need to regroup at halftime and then try to come back out with a, not really a new game plan, but almost like a reset.
Matt, you need to be a goldfish.
Yeah, back to being a goldfish.
20-second memory or 10-second memory. Happiest animal in the world.
You know who's one of the most amazing characters ever on Disney? What's her name? Ellen DeGeneres on Nemo.
Oh, yes.
Dory.
Yes, Dory. Yes, just forgot everything. Yeah, that's what you got
to be Dory.
Yes. So can the Rowdies find Dory? That is the question in these next, 15 minutes. Yikes. Left his feet to clear that one, did Campese.
Well, the Argentine goalkeeper is an aggressive, attacking goalkeeper, as you say. Good with his feet and a shot stopper.
Fernandez weaving through.
And that's what he can do. Come out of a tough space, finds room for other players. Leo Fernandez, he's a sharer and a dribbler.
White in there, and we'll send it back and initiate a switch, but coming quickly was Torres. You don't have time on the ball. Guillen along with Bodley. Overlap. Away, headed on frame, and what a save from Zamudio. Point blank to deny that great run from Guillen. Arteaga there to try to put it home and just could not.
Well, they're overloading the left. Bodley finds the left centre-back, Aaron Guillen, and a snap header by Fernandez. And Zamudio was alive to it at the near post. Have to take care of the near post. Goalkeeper did. What about this recovery? Fantastic double save. And here comes the rain in Alang.
Oh, tried to squeak it in. I always say the back post is open if you got a runner. Lasso clears. And as, the rain is following, and the fans are taking cover. Summer has arrived here in the Tampa Bay region.
I mean, these conditions are what players dream about. No lightning so far, and it's nice and wet. It's getting slick, the surface.
Right.
I mean, as a soccer player, you dream about these nights.
I'll remind you that Farah & Farah are Tampa personal injury lawyers. You can visit them online at farahandfarah.com. Right now, it's the egos of the Rowdies who are injured. Down 3-0. Less than 10 to go before halftime. Maybe the rain signals something. It makes it harder on the goalkeepers, you know that. Lasso, and coming back from that ACL injury. Three-time USL Championship Player of the Year. Once while he was playing a player for Charleston. That's going back to like 2015, 2016.
He was such a menace in Charleston.
Yep.
But the Rowdies got a look at him and did everything to get him here.
Pacific was able to shake off a tackle there.
I believe a person who knows a thing about getting Forrest Lasso is Lee Cohen, who is the man who's pulling the strings in Charleston at this point.
Yep.
But once did so on this very ground. The GM for the Rowdies getting to not one, but 2 USL Cup finals.
Bassett, basket full of energy on the diagonal now. It's Bodley, sends it in front, right past a runner. Still work to do for Charleston to clear. Hosu tied up with Nyangaberi. Been more proactive and positive here the last couple of minutes here, Ryan.
Well, Arteaga is actually the one stepping back into that gap and then creating the space for Bodley. And that's what a centre forward must do. If he's not scoring, he's going to have to make himself available and use himself as almost like a wall to play off of.
Oh, poor clearance leads to a Colony Grill corner kick for the Rowdies. First of the match for them.
Speaking about Forrest Lasso, we talked about the goldfish.
I'd like to say no relation to a fictional character on Apple TV, but sure.
Can he get a header here? Forrest Lasso, so strong in the air.
Nate Worth, who's got some magic in that right boot. Sent away, falls into the box, cleared off the line. Still work to do for Charleston. Lasso heads it back into the mixer. And it's getting further and further from goal. Now you got to get back. Keeping in the attacking half. Good one touch back to Ali.
Oh,
Arteaga.
it was just too nonchalant by Arteaga. Had bodily overlapping on his left shoulder. And looked to play back inside. But credit to Charleston, staying compact. Did not allow Arteaga to get in the middle.
Ooh, that came after the ball had left.
Jeff felt it all the way in. Jeff felt it all the way up here in the commentary booth.
I think Langston Blackstock felt it more. Right back from Marietta, Georgia. Pittsburgh the last couple of years. Shake that off. Last 10 minutes have been better. Of course, when you're not conceding a goal, that's automatic, but they've had a couple of chances.
The Rowdies have gone back to a high line. Let's see if Alan, who gets the ball in space now, can make the most of it.
Torres, not troubled at all.
Well, at this point, they understand the game and they're managing the game. Charleston Battery, moving the ball from side to side, understand that the Rowdies have to come and get it. And they're going to use every bit of this beautiful Alan field.
Stock squaring it to Torres. And when you're up 3-0, you're not really forced to play a bad pass forward. Wait for it to open up, make him run. Hosu. Back to the top of the box. Torres right off the face of poor Forrest Lasso, but did the job.
But there's no avenue to get out, though, because Charleston.
Torres again, trying to create things. Left foot. Might have hit a Rowdies player. Nothing from the referee. Gerald Flores trying to spin away as Arteaga. It's getting physical now. And now Nyanga comes together right at the halfway line. You can hear that kick up here. You hope that's a knock of shin guards.
The referee has to get control of this. It's going to be wet. It's going to be slick. And Nyanga is in absolute pain.
So is Apanonu. That never feels good. Tie goes to the runner.
As soon as the first challenge was allowed to continue to go on, and that ball became loose, the players are going to react.
Right.
And they're going to fly in. Here's Arteaga. Referee allows the play to go on right here.
Yes.
And now it's a free play. Now the ball is 50-50. Nobody has control of the ball. And here they come flying in.
Yeah. I think Nyanga hit the inside of the thigh. Not a place you want cleats going.
He's still on the ground, Jeff. I mean, he looks hand on his face. Just trying to manage the pain right now.
And the Rowdies could ill afford to have more people go on that injury list. So he's game to keep going. Looks like he's going to be good. Bodley was injured the last meeting. Well, coming up as we get closer and closer to halftime, just a preview, we take a look around what's happening in the USL Championship. We have highlights and stats from this first half. Not much in the way of surprises are coming there, I think. But that's coming up at halftime, a few minutes away. There'll certainly be some stoppage time tacked on to the end here. Physio still working on Pacific.
With the injury reports just growing by the minute, looks like Pacius, who's a center forward, a striker, may be asked to play wide right tonight, as Nyangaberi may be replaced. Pacius leading the Rowdies with goals with 3. They may change to a 4-4-2 and have him stay with Arteaga, or he'll come out to either one of the sides.
3 minutes. So we've now entered stoppage time at the referee's discretion, so we may have our first change here. So it appears. So Pacia is set to make his 8th appearance, first off the bench this year. And the hero from last Saturday is going to be removed from the chessboard.
Well, a chance for the man in form to come on.
Right.
And be a little bit more direct. Nyangaberi, with the engine that he has, is so hard to replace.
The goals here have been scored by the for Charleston that scored against the Rowdies. Well, Pacius was able to score against Charleston in that last match up in the 75th. One of his 3 goals this season that leads the team. Loanee from Nashville out of Quebec. You need a spark, right? Played 1 of the minimum 3, so there could be more.
Tell you what, that injury report just gets longer and longer every week.
Shame.
Nick Moon, who plays on the right-hand side, may be coming back soon enough. Beautiful.
Good searching pass. Tiaga, not enough on it with that left foot. But again, positive build up there from Bodley.
Well, that was a sweeping move. Bassett just drawing a crowd, then threading needle to find Bodley. Good first-time pass, finding Arteaga on top of the box. The one-time shot, he had to generate all the pace, Arteaga, with his weaker left foot. That was always going to be hard.
And another nick. It's Fernandez.
Okay. Fun stuff going on at that moment.
Great cover by Lasso, anticipating the pass. And with Carl Jennings coming in, I don't think he was going to hold back.
There's Pacius, first time on the ball. Beats 1 defender. 1-on-2, nearly comes away with it. They had to push him off. And tell you what, Gerald Flores is just continuing to let these players play despite the knocks that are coming. And you can hear the approval from the crowd.
Well, Pacius, give him credit. He wants to take responsibility. He wants to take players on, have an impact. Excellent team defending by Charleston, just crowding him out. And Leo Fernandez, frustrated, just kicks out at Edwards.
Have to hit the 3-minute mark here in stoppage. And there's the blast of the whistles for halftime, and it hasn't come soon enough for the Rowdies. They trail here on the home patch against the Charleston Battery, with some things to talk about in the locker room. Sure, a lot going through Steve Coleman's mind, and down a player now with the injury as well. Halftime show coming your way right after this from Al Lang. Rowdies with some work to do, down 3-0 to Charleston. We'll be back right after this.
Tampa, St. Pete, the Rays, the Rowdies, the golf courses, the beaches. The Tampa Bay area is filled with great choices. That's why you choose to call it home. At Orlando Health, we're here to make your healthcare choices even better with our investments in St. Pete's Bayfront Hospital and Tampa Bay's respected Florida Medical Clinic, plus new ER locations and even healthier choices to come. Orlando Health, choose well.
Get ready, get set, get check. It's just that easy to sell your car with MorganBuysCars.com. First, visit MorganBuysCars.com and tell us a bit about your car. Next, receive an express cash offer online. Then, schedule an appointment at one of our 14 convenient locations to pick up your check. Plus, we'll beat anyone's offer on your vehicle or we'll give you $500. So, get ready, get set, and get checked. Online at MorganBuysCars.com.
When you're ready to set life into motion, Grow Financial is here to be your first step. To give you that running start and to show you just how far you can go. Because we serve people, not profit. Which means our mission isn't our products, but where they can take you. So wherever you may be going next, just remember, first steps start here. Grow Financial. We serve people, not profit.
We welcome you back to St. Petersburg. Tampa Bay have some work to do in that second half. They trail Charleston Battery 3-0. It is week 10 of the USL Championship season. Hard to believe we're a third of the way through this young 2025 season. And let's kind of get you caught up on what's going on around the league. Take a look at the team of the week from weeks 8 and 9. A lot of players to talk about, some of them on this field. El Paso's Wilmer Cabrera is the USL Coach of the Week. The former Colombian international and MLS head coach has the El Paso Locomotive playing on top form, including his son Andy and Gabriel Torres, both making the team of the week. Charleston Batteryland 2 on the team as well. JD Torres, who we've talked about, Hosu as well. And how about Pacific and Yangabiri? Just left this match, but he didn't make it after that stoppage time stunner strike last week. And look who's in goal. Former Rowdy, Raiko Arozarena. He leads the league in clean sheets. He makes it on the team of the week from Las Vegas. Now let's take a look at the...
San Antonio with a takeaway here, and the lobbing of the goalkeeper is thwarted by a strong right hand from Koke Vegas. Huge moment.
And save of the week there. Perhaps the next 45 will show one of those here at Al Lang. Right now, the Tampa Bay Rowdies trail the Charleston Battery 3-0. Halftime show continues right after this.
¡Y va a quedar! ¡Y se cantó! ¡Para pegar! ¡Oh! ¡El golazo!
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a load off Fanny. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was
Put the road right on me.
Totally worth it. Stay 2 nights, get a $50 Best Western gift card.
How does Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water keep you in the game? We always source our water directly from the natural spring to fuel every body, no matter how you like to move it. So whether you're chasing your goals or just staying active this summer, make sure to stay hydrated with Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Always bottled at the natural spring source.
There's a veterinary emergency group not far from here.
Yes, that's the one Dr. Holt told us about. Jen loves that place.
Wow, apparently everyone loves this place.
Veterinary emergency group, this is Anne. How can I help you?
Hi, I think my dog Milo ate his toy.
Let me get one of our doctors on the line.
Hey, you must be Milo. Let's get you back to see the doctor.
This week on USL All Access, look back at the week that was and an action-packed week ahead.
Rodrigo Lopez from Sacramento Republic joins us to talk his return to form, hopefully Republic's return to Open Cup glory. Mark Briggs, former Republic manager, now in the Eastern Conference with the Birmingham Legion.
No one knows it better than Roro and Mark Briggs. They're back together again, only on USL All Access.
Back at Al Lang as we continue our Rowdies halftime show. Let's take a little spin around the USL Championship, give you an update everything that's going on. Well, the Open Cup last round is one and done, literally. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds defeated ML.
Catch a full hour of Friends, weeknights at 7 on Tampa Bay 44.
Get ready, get set, get check. It's just that easy to sell your car with MorganBuysCars.com. First, visit MorganBuysCars.com and tell us a bit about your car. Next, receive an express cash offer online. Then, schedule an appointment at one of our 14 convenient locations to pick up your check. Plus, we'll beat anyone's offer on your vehicle or we'll give you $500. So, get ready, get set, and get checked. Online at MorganBuysCars.com.
Tough run for the Rowdies continuing thus far. 45 minutes down in this one to the Charleston Battery, 3-0 as we welcome you back inside the halftime show. Alongside Ryan Davis, I'm Jeff Radcliffe. Confidence has been an issue. Rowdies need to find a way to get that back somehow while they're out there on the field. What answers could you possibly have right now?
Well, you can't get 3 goals back with one shot.
No.
So I think the Rowdies have to go to basics, build the ball out of the back, containing the press of Charleston, get around the press, and create some opportunities. It did so a couple of times, but it was right here where Charleston disrupted things in the middle and Lawrence White was out of position.
Play for the shirt, play for the fans. This is the 45 minutes you got to do it. Game on once more here in St. Pete. And Passius really getting involved. So the goals from Jennings and Myers. Nathan Dos Santos has come in for Hosu, by the way. So changes at the outside back. And Myers grimacing a little bit after that bit of contact. Let's see if our referee Gerald Flores kind of pulls some stuff back here. We've had some injuries and some substitutions now. The rain has stopped for the time being. But again, Charleston, the set piece now from a long distance out. Easy for Campisi to see this.
What's tricky is the slicky, wet surface.
Right, you got to get it to skip.
If the ball bounces in front of the keeper, it's problems.
Which he's trying.
Yep.
And he's still able to parry it away. Did not go past the end line. Play on. And here's Wubens Passius. Checking his surroundings. Has the overlap. Bassett squares it and did not reach its target back.
Well, because the Rowdies were pinned back from that set piece, even if you try to counter, Pacias did not have any numbers.
Go to,
There are no outlets.
And he's probably one of the faster guys on the team, so hey. Here's Rodriguez. Arturo on the ball with the right. We'll circle back as the pass cut off.
Now, here's the thing with finishing off a game. Now, Charleston, remember, Rowdies were up 3-0 against Miami a few weeks ago, right here on this ground at halftime. And Miami came back into the game. It only comes back. It only comes back by scoring one goal. Now, if you're Charleston, to keep up that intensity is so hard to do, because mentally you know you're up 3-0 and you're allowing the Rowdies, when they have the ball, to come onto you. And if you make a mistake, they get one goal, a little bit of momentum swing, if you will. Some confidence goes into the other team, and that's how the trend starts. Charleston have to manage the game, and the Rowdies have to force the action.
And Miami FC took advantage of some stoppages, some play, some dead balls.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're down by one, then you got a full head of steam going towards the end, and then it works out for you.
I think the hardest one is getting the second one.
So now the other fullback, Blackstock, now he's getting his knee checked out. Now remember, we just had Hosu. This is a back line that's kind of been in flux here for Coach Pearman. Graham Smith, Leland Arthur, the center backs out. They bring in Michael Edwards on loan. Apanonu, the other center back tonight. Dos Santos just came in. Josh Drack not available, so very important that Blackstock stays on the field here for Charleston, or it could get a little bit easier for Tampa Bay.
Well, we know that Hosu is a right footer. He can come across the right back. And that will mean Dos Santos, who is a left back, could come in. Actually, Dos Santos is on the field.
Yes, he came in at halftime for Hosu. Well, the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Well, let's revisit your keys to the match here, right? The Rowdies needed to be conservative at the back, and Charleston needed to attack the right. Well, they've attacked to the left a lot, but
they've attacked everywhere.
Everywhere comes from all sides.
Yeah.
Left, right, center. If they could attack from behind the net, they would do the same thing.
Like a hockey player?
Yeah. Right. Or lacrosse.
Yeah.
Here's the change here, so this will be interesting. So Blackstock off. So your two starting fullbacks. And that will bring in Mark Segbers, who makes just his fourth appearance. 29-year-old, so.
Now, the thing for the Rowdies, you cannot get stretched. If you're hunting, you have to hunt in packs. And this Charleston team wants to stretch this game out side to side, use this incredible width in our land to sort of stretch the Rowdies, but you have to stay cohesive and attack as a group.
See Malloy dropping back to help split those center backs up. I think you're going to see him do a little more of that with the 3-0 lead. There's Segbers on the right side now. So Segbers and Dos Santos flanking Apanonu and Edwards. With Malloy who started at center back midweek. The ability to go back there and help.
Arteaga as a target striker is such an important role for the Rowdies, especially when teams come in here and press. He has to be able to pull off of his marker and be that person to hold up the ball and have the Rowdies maintain possession.
Pacias got the one touch across. Arteaga now dropping really deep to get involved. When you're a player that's tied for the league in shots with 21, yet no goals, you're going to start being quite desperate to get back and get involved to find a way to create. Service is what's been lacking, really.
Did get a goal in the Jägermeister Cup, but that does not
count in these standings.
Yep,
no.
Correct.
But that's something that can build your confidence. You just want to see that net rattle a little bit.
Yeah.
As Pacius has seen. We scored in the 75th back on April 5th. We can score one a little sooner here in this second half. It would be good for the Rowdies' cause. We're able to rescue a point in that game against Birmingham. Had the lead, gave up 2 goals, trailed into stoppage time, and at the death it was Ian Gaberi who had the magic. But he's off the field now, so who is going to step up and try this? Now with that press, would you agree? Charleston expended a lot of energy in that first half.
They sure did, but then they have the ball handlers to do exactly this, to then sustain the Rowdies' press, get out of it. They have dynamic players out wide, so they can always loft the ball to the wings like this and try to control the ball here.
Yeah. Switch, make them run the width of the field. And now when you get possession, try to build it. Here's Arturo Rodriguez. Mexican dribbles in right at the top of the D. That shot from distance. Great save made by Campisi. Nobody else able to clear it though, and the whistle comes up for the flag. Yep.
What about that
Outside
strike?
Position.
What about that strike from Torres? Jeff, he didn't ask for any permission. He just let it fly on his left foot, tried to bend it into that first post. It was a good height for Campisi. And of course, Myers following up like a traditional number 9. This time, he was a yard ahead of everyone else.
That replay and all replays this half brought to you by Orlando Health Bayfront Hospital.
Good to see Leo Fernandez on the right-hand side. Because he's a left footer, when he comes in, he has full view of the field. And then he can pick out white shirts with passing on the ground or in the air.
Bodley way up in the attack. Well, he's content to let him have it in front of the 18. Papanonu harassed a bit by Arteaga. Venezuelan now.
But Arteaga is on an island. They're not pressing as a group.
Team, yep.
So it's very easy to come out of it. Look at this, that space. It's
Yep.
very easy to come out of it.
Yeah, press doesn't work unless everybody's involved.
Yep.
Now they're pressing Cal Jennings. Play on. Back on the attacking half of the battery. 5-2-0. Right now in position to move up to 18 points and take second position in the East.
Arteaga, the man from Venezuela, knows a little thing or two about South American soccer, and he was not going to allow Malloy to get away in midfield.
Boy in his second season in Charleston after playing for Memphis. For Madison, Timbers 2.
Malloy had 19 assists in 2 seasons with Memphis. Just stunning.
Yeah, he's a guy that loves to create. No hurry to go forward for the battery. Let the Rowdies come to them.
Fans are still there, young and old. Paper bags old.
Easy with the clearance. Gets as far as Dos Santos.
And here they come again. It looks like 15 minutes on the training ground where Charleston's going to keep the ball and go back and forth until the white shirts come up and corral them to one side. Leo Fernandez has to come up on Dos Santos here, right here, and corral them to the sides. That's when they're going to win it back.
And they're able to win it on the throw. We'll take this time to remind you the USL on the CBS Sports Network continues May 28th with a Western Conference doubleheader. San Antonio FC takes on FC Tulsa at 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by Las Vegas Lights FC and Phoenix Rising FC at 10:30 p.m. Catch all the action on the CBS Sports Network on May 28th.
Well, Kyle Jennings is not going to be given an inch to turn. Well, he's at the halfway line or the 18-yard line. But he's done the damage, scored the penalty, and created the second goal for Myers.
Jennings will square it at the halfway line. Malloy. Rodriguez to Dos Santos. Playing catch right now. They are in the ascendancy, no doubt. Malloy will switch it.
Beautiful ball. It's the pace of the ball, Jeff.
Ooh. It's off the chest of Guillen.
But if you go direct to Pacios, you better have some support because he's going to be left on an island with black shirts.
Quick throw there. Bodily. Chopped down. That may lead a booking here, and it will. So the center back, Edwards, goes into the book. So file that one away.
But Blake Bodley is so quick, and he can go from touchline to touchline. Edwards does not get to it, and now he's behind Bodley. Any tackle from there is going to get you to the referee's box. A little tug of the shirt. And as soon as Bodley felt it, he went over.
First booking on a battery man.
Now we saw Miami get back in the game, capitalizing on some set pieces.
We were just talking about it.
If you can't conjure up goals from open play, this is where you have to farm goals. So Nate Worth with an in-swinger, looks like, and Bassett. Actually, Bassett.
Ali lets it fly, just trying to outstretch and get that was the captain. If it was baseball, he would have been safely in at second. Stolen base.
Just overhit a fraction. He was looking at the last post. Everyone was running towards the penalty spot and towards the middle. Just about 2 yards ahead of Aaron Guillen. Good delivery, though.
Game of inches. Late. That's White. Nope, it's not. Nate Worth goes into the book now. So back-to-back yellows, one per side. We're about the hour mark. Again.
Yeah, it's the wars in the center circle area.
Dummy from Jennings. Nobody was on the page with him that time. Playing direct. Pacius has Arteaga. Good defending done by Edwards, who is carrying that yellow now.
Well, just as Jennings has the ability to pull out wide, Pacius has that speed and agility to do the same thing. The thing is, the Rowdies are playing from deep, so when the ball goes out wide to him, they're not moving up as a group like we mentioned before, so he has to have white shirts closer to him to slip the ball to.
Now Hooters is the original wing joint, sponsoring this portion of the match. White. Top of the box is Fernandez battling along with Bassett.
I mean, Torres just skipped out of there and did a no-look pass to Rodriguez out there. We talk about skill and confidence. Number 80 is just glowing.
There ain't nothing but a thing.
On top of his D, 2 players coming in, splits the 2, outside of the foot, looking the other way to Rodriguez out wide. Just like they drew it up in the backyard.
Yeah. You know, players that want that pressure. Searching ball through, looking for Jennings. Rodriguez won't get there. Good clear out. And Rowdies forced to make 1 change at the end of the first half. Now they're going to press 2 more into play to spark some things, maybe even 3. Yes, 3.
Well, they're trying to manage Blake Bodley's time from the injury.
Right.
So 60 minutes is the right time for him. Skinner.
So Mustali, Skinner. And catch the third. Castellanos. All right, so you've got a couple of defenders and then somebody who can make some things happen up top in Mustali.
Well, Leo Fernandez is in the same boat as Blake Bodley. He goes back on to the sidelines. And Arteaga has come off, so Pacias will be up by himself with Mustali. And it's a great opportunity for the young Mustali.
Yes, 17 years old from Palm Harbor, via Italy, moved to the Tampa Bay area when he was 2. And then Skinner, who's returning from an injury, so he'll get a bit of a run out as well.
I love Malloy's temperament. He understands when to pull the trigger and when to slow things down. Just really dictating the pace of the game.
If you're wondering who that big tall drink of water is, it is Mustali, 6'4". At 17 with some room to grow, my man.
I could think of some tall Italian strikers. Luca Toni from 2006.
Luca Toni, yes.
One of the top scorers at World
champs.
Cup. Yep. Does he have some Luca Toni in him?
Some little pressure on. Got some younger players up there to create some havoc. Mustali taken off the ball by the capable Aaron Malloy. What do we have here? The booking.
Looks like it's Bassett.
Yep, he's going to try to plead his case, but once you've seen it, you've seen it.
You can't unsee it.
Or you can't put it back in the pocket. Yeah,
Looks like Bassett got the ball and the follow through did hit Edwards. But not only was it a foul, it was a yellow card on Bassett. He's frustrated. Looks like Charleston are going to make a change too.
Hey, it's in vogue right now. Rubio Rubin, who needs no introduction. He's going to come in for Jennings. His work is done for the night. Having that goal to start things off right now, it's the game winner. Rubin from Oregon. Former RSL man.
Birthplace Guatemala.
Yep. Played for Querétaro in Mexico. 30 caps with the Guatemalan national team. So quality, even though he's getting his advanced age now.
29 is advanced age, Jeff. You're cruel.
For him, because he started young.
What about Tom and Scott in the next room? You're going to make them feel bad. Jeez.
What about us?
What?
Spring chickens. Rubin, 79 appearances, 11 goals with Real Salt Lake. Seen a lot of games in his years. Holding up there.
Well, fortune favors the brave. And players like Rodriguez and Torres, who continuously take players on, are going to get the referee's whistle.
This is Rubin's second appearance. He just joined the club. As the rich get richer.
Hold on, I got one more cliche here.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Let's get them all out now. We hope we don't have another game like this. Play to nobody. He'll come back on a goal kick. Here's the cliche. Let's go.
No, I'm all out for,
we're all waiting
right now. Oh. Emilio Icaza, who had that pass there.
Yeah.
Excellent attacking midfielder. Just 5'7". Talk about shifty.
St. Petersburg boy.
He's right back at home.
Seven. All right, Bassett, head of steam, lays it off, top of the box. Passius just overrun it. The natives getting restless here, Ryan.
But Jeff, even though you get down to the side, you never really get behind the defense. Again, the ball is played in front of the defense, never really asking any questions. We talked about fortune favors the brave. Was anyone listening?
Hey, can't watch the match? I'm not saying anything more there. Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and a whole lot more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app.
Let's talk a little bit about discipline here. Charleston up 3-0. We've seen many teams cough up a goal or cough up 2 goals being up 3-0, but
right.
they've stuck to the game plan of spreading the ball around, not taking any chances going forward, side to side, wearing the Rowdies out. It's like boxing. It's like body punches in a boxing fight when you play the ball from side to side and the other team constantly has to react. It wears the other team out.
Right.
And they've stuck to that plan no matter what.
Easier to boss a game when you are up 3-0.
Yeah. But you also have that, you know, you can get lured into going forward and trying to find a fourth. And that will come if the Rowdies completely sell out and just push all their players forward. But if not, you stay within the game plan, go side to side, stay as a unit. So in case the ball is lost, then you can retrieve it.
All it takes is really one moment of brilliance to get your head back in this.
2 Rowdies players on the ground.
Here's Rodriguez. Misses that time. In behind for a goal kick. Oh yes, behind the play. And they'll stop.
Looks like it was
check the injuries.
Christosimo and looks like it's Nate Wolf.
Ugh.
The trainer is out. That's the last thing the Rowdies want to see. Here's that collision between the 2 players.
Wolf helped up. Oscar up as well. 20 minutes to go. And time running short. Phil, if you have a chance, you got to get one now to give yourself some belief.
Yep. You get some momentum. You have 20 minutes. If you add on extra time. Well, stoppage time.
The goals for Charleston, if you're just joining us, came in the 7th, the 20th, and the 28th.
That's 30 minutes of execution.
And then they just put it neutral. Take the foot off the gas. Had that chat with Steve Coleman this week. Look, it's been a rough stretch for a lot of USL teams, especially the Rowdies, as they build up here. The overlap comes, sending it into the area. It falls, parried away, shot once, shot twice, 2 misses. First from Worth, And then from Wyke.
Have to say, Zamudio is in the mood.
For saves?
Yeah. I mean, Skinner puts this ball right on top of the penalty spot. For a goalkeeper to save on top of the penalty spot right here. Good reaction save. And Lawrence Wyke has just hit somebody in row Z.
That was right on frame, that one. Best chance of the second half, you reckon?
Yeah, easily.
But nice run from Skinner. Good to have him back, the 22-year-old out of Charlotte. Making just his second appearance of the season. But before that build-up, you just talk about how compressed the schedule has been with the Open Cup. Of course, those Jägermeister Cup games are on the weekend. But you just no rest for the weary, especially when you have a team dealing with the injuries that the Rowdies and Battery Fairleigh too have had. You're going to just be happy now to kind of get into a rhythm where you have a game on a Saturday, you have a full rest day, recuperate, get some people back, number one, somebody like Hilton and Moon back in, get some of these younger players some experience. You get down towards the second half of the season, then hopefully that all pays off for you.
Yeah, if those guys can stay healthy, you'll have Moon on the right with Nyanga-Berry and him competing for one spot. Then you'll have Bodley on the left. And then you'll have Passios, Artiaga up top.
Well, right now is a good time to enter the Prinks Tires Tailgate Kit Sweepstakes for a chance to win a prize pack worth up to, get this, $3,000. Scan the QR code on your screen now to enter today. We'll wait. Like the Weber kettle grill in there. Could come in handy on a tailgate.
That would be amazing.
Played back to Zamudio until recently. Hasn't had much to do here in the second half. Golden opportunity missed 2 minutes ago. Wyke on the ball. Again, playing on a yellow. You remember that early going when it was a bit feisty. Worth. Skipped ahead from Castellanos. And it'll be a set piece opportunity.
Skinner doing
another Colony Grill corner kick.
Skinner doing a great job coming down that left-hand side. Castellanos trying to pick him out. And Nate Worth. It was just Bassett.
Coming up on a quarter hour to go. This is the time.
This is Bassett.
Bassett, right hand in the air, flicks it inside, not very high. Whistle comes anyway. Foul inside the area. And one and done. And you can hear it from the mob.
And every time Lawrence Wyke is around, bodies go flying, and I think he's being pulled out right now.
Alex Rodriguez now will be another change. He'll come on for Wyke, who again carrying that yellow.
Again, great opportunity for Rodriguez, one of the youngsters, to get some meaningful playing time. 15 minutes solid.
Right.
Trying to pick up the pace of the game.
The 18-year-old forward out of Miami debuted Wednesday night against Orlando City. Probably one of the best players the Rowdies put on the field. There in the second half. Showed some promise. Fifth local academy product to make the first team in a debut in the last 4 years.
So Castellanos is going to right back. And then it'll be Lasso, Guillen, and Skinner at the back.
You got nothing else to lose. Yeah, get some guys forward. Tripped up, no call. Nothing coming. Skinner. Coleman, Coach Coleman has emptied that bench. Get some of these fresh faces and young legs on. Rodriguez now. little excitement in the crowd there as he got a touch on the ball. Pacius with the spin, gets knocked down. I think the foul was initiated outside the box.
Well, again, it's Bassett who takes the responsibility to thread one. Rodriguez got his first touch out on his right-hand side. Back to Bassett, tries to thread it to Pacius. There really wasn't much room to play in. Just tried to turn on the defender.
Oh, good technical play there. We've seen that a couple of times this season from Pacius. And now he's on the ball again in the 18. He'll just give it a go, and he scores! Fourth goal of the season for Pacius, and the Rowdies have a lifeline.
Well, the man who's full of confidence, and boy, did he make it look easy. Played through on the left-hand side, and he gives thanks. This is all technique. He uses the pace, outruns his marker, and just opens his hips and bends it into that last post. You beauty.
You and I were talking pre-match. He's maybe looking for more here as he runs into the smoke-enveloped end of the stadium.
Rodriguez on top of the box.
Skinner. This is getting the crowd up a little bit. They've been waiting for 75 minutes.
It's amazing.
Better late than never.
How a goal can change.
Goals change games.
Yep, change games. And now, because Charleston has been in a shell for so long, playing the ball side to side, haven't really been adventurous going forward, it's hard to change your mindset now, even though they don't have to. But still, the more you absorb, the more you react, the more tired you're going to get, and the more confidence the other team is going to get.
Well, soccer season is here. SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Okay, the higher pace will favor the Rowdies here the rest of the way. So they should press, especially with the younger legs.
You have to just throw it all to the wall right now and force them to go long like this. And Forrest Lasso and Aaron Guillen will eat that up for lunch.
Giveaway, laid back, and a foul. Maybe a booking, or at least a stern talking to. Nope, Cristostomo goes in.
And it gives Charleston a time to slow things down and try to take the heat out of the game. It was
third yellow card on the Rowdy. And this helps Charleston. They'll take all their time on all this.
And they're not going to push all their centre backs forward. They're going to leave some behind. That was Cristostomo arriving very late.
Honduran Martinez took the brunt of that. 7 times capped with Honduras.
If I were Charleston, I would not loft this into the box. Play it short to Malloy.
Nothing that time. Didn't listen to you. Quick swing forward. Pacius gets the head to it, but might have committed a foul in the process. Joe Flores says you got to simmer down now.
Well,
go back to those plays in the first half that he let him go. Right?
Yeah. Once the ball is in the air, there is no master. There's always going to be jostling. So there will be collateral damage.
Well, 10 minutes to go. Don't forget, you can watch the USL Championship in Spanish on TUDN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. North Carolina FC face off against Oakland Roots SC on May 16th at 7 Eastern. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings.
Nate Worth has played usually about 30 minutes a match. This is the first time he's going to play the entirety. And he's starting to lose his legs a little bit in the middle of the park.
Passius holding it up. At the D, continues to battle.
But they're just trying to muddy the waters right now, Tampa Bay. Get the ball forward and make it scrappy.
Muddy waters. So you're saying the Rowdies have been playing the Blues all night? On the overlap here is Rodriguez. He's played the whole match. We're back. There goes Santos. Again, it's Malloy, the heart of this team in the center. Trying to see out a 3-1 victory here. Tussle and muscle on the far touchline. Throw into the Rowdies. Long switch, waiting on it. Here's Alex Rodriguez.
That switch took skill.
The 83rd minute. You have to be a little more proactive going forward. And the negative ball, nope. Will square it, and it's a bad choice.
Wow.
One-on-one, and Lasso was able to stand his ground. And now he is down at the penalty spot. We've seen about one of those a game, the giveaway, and this time you hope it doesn't lead to an injury.
And it just takes away a little bit of the momentum that the Rowdies have.
Right.
Castellanos
We saw it Wednesday. Luckily not punished that time.
Here's Castellanos looking inside for Lasso. Could have went back to the keeper. It slots the ball right into the path.
Oh, right off the face. He's taken a couple of those tonight.
It was Ruben.
Rubin's got a big leg. And this has taken the momentum away that the Rowdies had.
Yeah.
For at least a fleeting moment. There you go. Stepping in ahead, Alex Rodriguez. Jersey tugging as we go to the line with Dos Santos. It will be battery ball.
Dos Santos showing that extra gear, recovering, putting his body in between the man and the ball. Textbook defending.
Good help comes. Good pushback. Makes Zamudio catch it with the legs. Sure enough with the ball there. A turn and a foul. And Bassett's getting a little hot. Ginge, right? Right in front and then sail away. Rodriguez over the top.
There was a saying from my old coach from my old high school. He says, do not look up until you hear the crowd roar.
Right,
Rodriguez looked up and the ball followed suit.
Right. Now, if you're playing American football, you want that to go up a little bit.
That's the best field goal right there. And the ball was on the move.
And again, let's waste one.
You know what? I'm going to get my old coach on the line to have a talk with Mr. Rodriguez.
We saw White do the same thing on the other end.
I have his WhatsApp number right here. You can get him on the line and get Rodriguez on it.
Could not get it past halfway. Down to the last 5 of regulation, playing it through. And we'll wait for the support. So now it's really a battle of the substitutes in a lot of ways. There's Malloy. Sprayed left. No sense of urgency here. That one took a deflection on its way through. And a corner kick.
Well, because of some of the tired legs that the Rowdies have, they couldn't keep up the momentum that they created about 5 minutes ago. Consequently, Charleston have come right back into it, settle things down, calm the pace. And it's up to the Rowdies now to regenerate that momentum.
No hurry to take this if you're Charleston. And it will be number 80. And of Barranquilla, Colombia. Juan David Torres. Who's just understated and just does the work. Makes it all happen for them in the attacking half. Step.
Again, Dos Santos anticipating the play, and again they get it back.
He's trying to empty the tank here. Full speed, trying to force perhaps a mistake. Has not come yet. Torres, through ball. This is a really nice one. Caught between a rock and a hard place. Flag up on the far side, so that will not count. Offside. Beautiful through ball, but it's when the ball is played, and he was in an offside position before he received it.
Deftest of touches. Yes, he was offside, but brilliant pass. Good finish by Rubin as well. Kept his head, went around Campisi.
If you're forward, even if you're offside, you want to finish it, right?
Absolutely.
You want that feeling, right?
Yes.
It's like,
you want to see that ball go in the back of the net.
Rubin getting just his second appearance. Got it down, laying it back, getting it and shooting it, and hitting the outside netting.
That is his second time Castellanos has found Skinner, and his first touch was elegant. Put the ball right in front of him, and made a great decision. His last ball was on top of the penalty spot to find Bassett. This time on top of the right edge of the penalty area. Look at his first touch, in stride, and then look at the pass, in stride for Bassett to strike it.
Woo. Try to beat him near post. You go far post, maybe you have help. You like what you see from Skinner, the 22-year-old.
Yeah. Adventurous.
Two MLS appearances with Nashville the last couple of years. Drafted 11th overall in 2023. Clemson product. Powerhouse in the ACC. He's got the pedigree for a 22-year-old. Make a nice name for himself in Tampa Bay. Got to stay on the pitch, though. Stay healthy. Huntsville last year in MLS Next Pro. You can't really let it come to you now. Go get it.
But the movement off the ball by Charleston is brilliant. Every time the Rowdies try to corral them to one side, it pays off here. But they put together 15 to 20 passes just now.
Right. Battery in position to take all 3 points and send to second place in the East. They go back home to Patriots Point to take on San Antonio next week. Then they got 4 straight away. So maybe you face some adversity there. Bassett flips it to the far side. Off his line quickly was Zamudio. No fuss, no muss, as we're in the 90th minute.
Bassett trying to find the 6'+ Mustali at that last post. Just trying to put it in the danger area. Try to get behind the defenders. But Zamudio quick off his line. And sure with his touch.
4 minutes of stoppage time. 2 goals in 4 are what needed here. So the fourth official, J.J. Belinsky, has made it be known. Rodriguez now to Juan David Torres. We're just going to keep possession and be content.
And I think some of that energy has run out for the Rowdies. I look at Pasias and Mustali, two players who set the tone. And they seem to be jogging at the moment.
Played a lot of minutes midweek. Both teams did. But when you've had the lead, you don't work nearly as hard.
Yep, chasing the ball is so much harder than having the ball.
That one takes a deflection out of play.
And Forrest Lasso just throwing himself because Torres was dead red. on top of the 18-yard box. He had the angle as well, coming in from the right. And Lasso just trying to keep the wound from bleeding.
It stands. Rowdies will drop to 1-6-1. And they'll end the 5-game homestand next week against Rhode Island. So the team that was able to reach the Eastern or actually the USL final last year, but they haven't started as strong this year. So maybe you get it right next week. For Steve Coleman, though, a nice moment from Passius, something to think about as you go into training this week to get the ship righted. This is a comprehensive win right now for Charleston Battery. On the road in a tough environment.
And it allowed them a chance to take Cal Jennings off the field. So to Myers, give them some rest for the next match.
Tug of the jersey on Passius. They will stay with the Rowdies. Down to about a minute and a half here in stoppage time. There's Jennings there. A happy return, a goal from the penalty spot. Second game in a row against the Rowdies this year. Back in the 7th minute.
At this point, Charleston, 62% possession compared to 38 for the Rowdies. Talk about dictating the game and taking the sting out of the game and managing the game.
Yeah, what do you do with the possession when you have it? The Rowdies look gassed.
Rowdies take on Rhode Island next week.
Yes.
One of the finalists for the USL Championship last season.
Cano Smith, former New England Revolution star. Spent some time coaching in Orlando. Good dude. Happy for him last year, but you're in Tampa Bay, you're not rooting for them next week. There will be a goal kick.
I think Zumido is going to make this the last kick of the game. And that's what goalkeepers should do. They get to manage the game when the ball's in their hands. Either a quick throw for an outlet if you're down a goal, or slow things down if you're up 2.
This goal kick should put the Rowdies out of their misery here. High in the air. We've reached the 4. You can be proactive, maybe you can extend it. Halfway line, far touch line, just really a lot of traffic to try to get through. And there's the 3 blasts of the whistle from Gerald Flores, and that, my friends, is that. Comprehensive and complete as the Charleston Battery come into Al Lang and take all 3 points. A 3-1 victory against the Tampa Bay Rowdies as they get the season sweep and win the no-quarter derby. So Ralph's Mob's going to go to the store and get some beers here tonight.
Time to pay up. I tell you what, Cal Jennings came in here and did everything that was scripted. He started the game lively, taking players on. He created the first goal, scored the penalty, left his mark, and such a gentleman comes across to talk to his old coaches and teammates. But Charleston took care of business in the first half. If you're a Rowdies fan and you want to have a good outlook, Rowdies won the second half 1-0. They got the ball in the back of the net thanks to Passius. But Aaron Guillen and company still have a lot of questions to ask as they move forward into the midweek. Looks like it's still carrying on between Wyke and Jesus.
Hosu, yeah.
Hosu, rather.
Yeah, the game's over. Nothing to really be gained at this point. Both of those players eventually off the field.
Well, it looks like the man from Ivory Coast wanted to have the last say to the man of England. He is pointing the finger.
That's going back to like the 3rd minute of the game.
Yeah. It's not over yet. Tell you what, Charleston Battery have won now 5 in a row, Jeff.
Right.
And they are on a bit of a roll.
Well, the Gaff joins us now. Steve Coleman, not going according to plan tonight, of course, but you have to like what some of the young players did in that second half and help earning at least a goal to avoid the shutout here tonight.
Yeah, look, we had a bit to do in the second half, to be honest with you, and I can't fault the boys and their efforts. You know, we won the second half 1-0. The decisions that we make to change the shape has given us a bit more front foot behaviour and got after the ball a little bit more. But you know, the first half doesn't go to plan because we're on the back foot with some things that happened in the game.
Coach, you said you won the second half 1-0. Thoroughly agree. Did you like the temperament of the Rowdies in the second half? That sort of never say die. They fought right to the end and they created a chance. Passias took it, something to build off of.
Yeah, we created more than one chance, Ryan, to be fair. Look, on Wednesday night, we didn't do ourselves justice in the second half where we struggled to get into the game, you know, and people rightly have made comments around, you know, our desire and our effort in the second half. I don't think you can point that as tonight. The boys showed great courage, great passion for this football club, and despite the adversity we had in the first half with some things that went against us, you know, you can't fault their effort and their endeavours in the second half.
Well, Steve, you get some rest and a full week of training behind you. Good luck in closing out this homestand. That will be a way to finish it.
Yeah,
for
thank
sure.
you, chaps. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. So Rowdies drop all 3 tonight. We'll come back and put a bow tie on this one, a 3-1 defeat here at Ao Lang against Charleston.
Need a reason to smile? We've got 4. Weeknights from 5, it's a block of non-stop laugh-out-loud comedy. At 5, kick back with the Connors. At 6, the laughs keep rolling with American Housewife. At 7, the jokes get even bigger with 1 hour of Friends. And at 8, it's comedy gold with Flipside. 4 hours, all comedy, all laughs. The Comedy Block. Weeknights from 5 to 9 p.m. only on Tampa Bay 44.
Tampa, St. Pete, the Rays, the Rowdies, the golf courses, the beaches. The Tampa Bay area is filled with great choices. That's why you choose to call it home. At Orlando Health, we're here to make your healthcare choices even better with our investments in St. Pete's Bayfront Hospital and Tampa Bay's respected Florida Medical Clinic, plus new ER locations and even healthier choices to come. Orlando Health. Choose well.
So what makes the original Hooters so special? Everybody wants to know our secret recipe. The answer is simple. We care about our people, the food we serve, our guests, and the community around us. And this has been true since day one. We created a unique experience like no other. What you see is years of hard work. This is our family, and we're here because we care. To us, originality isn't just one thing. It's everything. Hooters. Always original.
Well, if the Rowdies didn't have bad luck, they'd have none at all so far this season, opening 4 straight road games to start, finally at home, and just can't quite take advantage of the compressed schedule and try to get a victory to kind of get back on the right foot. They lose here 3-1, Ryan.
Got some players back on the field. Blake Bodley, most notably, he had a very good 60 minutes on the pitch. Nate Worth got a chance to get some minutes as well.
Some positives you can take out of this, absolutely. Let's take a look at the first half. It started quickly on the penalty committed by White. And then Jennings made it count.
Yep, Carl Jennings not taking any chances, and then reads the second ball first and lays it off beautifully for Myers to get their second goal. And Charleston, good value for 2-0.
20 minutes down, 2-0, and then 8 minutes later.
Marauding through midfield, too much space, lays it out wide. Rodriguez, Campese's save puts it right back in play to Myers rather than to the side. And Lawrence White doesn't follow up, but Myers does.
Myers' brace puts him at 5 goals now on the season. Let's go to the second half. Rowdies had some moments closing out the first, and then this was the nice moment here towards the end, 10 minutes to go.
Skinner was fantastic since he came on, sets up Bassett here on the penalty spot. Good save.
Shots on target were 6 and 6. Just couldn't get it in the net, except for this one.
Pasia separating with his pace and full of confidence, just curling the ball into the last post. Excellent technique to get on the board, his 4th for the season.
23 years old, the future is bright for him, and a number of these Rowdies, maybe we see more of them as the weeks go forward and healthy players come back. Look at the stats. What jumps out? 19 shots to 13 on your home pitch. Not going to go over well.
Yeah, Charleston doing a great job in the last third to create opportunities with Torres and Rodriguez out wide. And of course, Cal Jennings willing to do the dirty work as well, creating for others. 19 shots and great value for their 3-1 win.
Yellow cards, 4. Watch that going forward as fines start coming into the equation this part of the season. They'll play against Rhode Island back here next week. The team right above them in the standings, a chance to make up ground. Long way to go in this season. We'll start that game at 7:30 here next week. Hope to see you there. Well, disappointing result, but some moments to look forward to going forward. Rowdies can't win them all. You win some, you lose some. Wasn't for them tonight. For my partner Ryan Davis, our director Tom Sipos, our video art production